Hello, hello, hello. Sucrose here. Back to play some Oxygen Not Included. Looks like everything is good. I am feeling a little bit tired, so don't know how long I'm going to stream for. But I've been thinking about our new cooling system, and I wanted to play with it a bit. So here I am. So to recap for both you and me, we went up to 24 dukes. We had problems with heat, so I built a air conditioner to try to cool things down. Then we decided that what we really need is cold water for the plants to make sure we don't starve. And so I'm trying to do that here. And I think what I've decided is I'd like to split up these two systems so that there'd be two parallel cooling systems, one next to the other. That's probably what I'm going to do today. As you can see, there's going to be problems where this gets full and we don't have a good way of dealing with that. It's also only half saturated. But hopefully this will last long enough for us to separate the systems. We've managed to build up quite a bit of food. So we're not going to starve just yet. We had a little mishap. Well, we've had a couple of mishaps with oil where people have died because of the heat. But one of the nice things about this, what we have going on, is CO2 comes down here. And these slicksters turn it into oil. We probably do better by either opening this up or putting another pipe. This is also annoying me. It looks like it's going to eventually take damage and fail. This isn't my building. It's a ruin. But it still pops up over here. So let's go ahead and deal with all this stuff. We'll just mine it out. I'm not too concerned about making a mess, so I'm just going to cut through it and get going on this. So the idea is we'll basically put a second one here. Having the extra space to put more hydrogen, some more waste works, that might help. Just looking at chat, make sure my chat thing is working. got a little program that pops the chat up on my screen since I only have one screen. And they've just about killed themselves already. Oh, okay, gosh darn. About to have 10 deaths here. So that's sedimentary rock. So what we can do is like a... They're not building. Okay, so we'll cancel this. Open that. Jeez. I don't understand why it didn't choose someone here to build it. But it looks like we're okay. I really want to get this message away because I look at the messages to see if anything's going wrong, and as long as this is here, I keep thinking something serious is happening, but I think it's taking damage. It'll eventually die. Okay. Nobody's stuck in here. Hey, little Lucy Lou. Poor tiny. You're showing empathy towards the battery, huh? I really want to dig down here and just deconstruct it, but I think it's gonna die. I can't see the health bar because this thing's in the way. I don't know how to get to it. Alright. So... before you do that... let's see if we can't get rid of some of this. No. Alright, then I'm gonna lock that so they don't get through it. Alright. So I don't remember what this water temperature started at. But we can try to keep an eye on it. It's 135 now at the bottom. And this is looking much better over here. This is 62. It's still kind of hot up here. We have so much food, I wonder if I should do something. I wish there was a global disable tool. Maybe we can you disable and then copy? No. That doesn't work. How are you tonight, little Lucy Lou? Yeah? The dog is allergic to milk. Aren't all dogs not supposed to eat milk? I don't know much about dogs. Like cats eat milk. I'm pretty sure. I know dogs aren't supposed to eat chocolate. Chocolate has milk in it. That's not really the same thing. Alright, I'm going to leave this stuff at the bottom. They are a mammal. Yeah, I mean, I guess they eat milk as a baby. Little baby dogs. Some call them puppies, but I prefer to call them baby dogs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just don't think of dogs eating milk. I mean, drinking milk. Well, is one thing I can say about duplicates is that they've really tried to do a good job. They really try. Your vet ran a blood test. Now you know what food she's allergic to. Don't give her milk or anything. Man, I guess I've never heard of dogs being allergic to stuff. That sucks. I grew up allergic to a bunch of stuff. Actually, I'm allergic to dogs. So there you go. Have you ever thought maybe your dog is allergic to you? That might explain some of the symptoms. Give her whipped cream. It's part of the problem, but yeah, blood test shows if she was... Oh yeah? Dogs can be allergic to humans? That's crazy. I've heard that humans can be allergic to humans. Sometimes I wondered about some of my exes. Okay. So they really want a ladder over here. I guess I'll put some ladder stuff there. Human dander or human hair. Humans allergic to humans. Yeah, absolutely. Humans can be allergic to humans. I mean, I guess it's the same thing because humans. I mean, like I'm allergic to dog dander. I've heard that too. Someone allergic to pure water, but that sounds like bullshit. But so does being allergic to humans. So I don't know. I mean, not that kind of doctor. Alright, this is looking a lot safer now. They've got ladders on both sides. Everybody's cool. Row by row. What do you do with a dog who's allergic to humans? You just send it out into the wild to fend for itself, maybe? Apiquil? What is that? Is that like injection? Suppresses the immune system? Oh, but then they'll catch like doggy flu. You gotta be careful with that. Yeah. I guess I think you just send them back into the forest, you know, and let them hunt and gather on their own. They'll live a quiet life, free from human misery, and it's so funny because I feel like dogs are evolved to eat after humans. I wonder what dogs would eat out in the wild. Just, I guess, whatever they find. Or would they seek out humans to eat their garbage? Like raccoons. Dogs are a lot like raccoons when you think about it. If you use the old noggin. Oh, here we go. They're doing it again. Oh, I can just... Okay. It's really bad to do that. To do what? To send dogs back to the forest? I feel like dogs aren't... They're not really forest animals, but that's what I think of when I think of the wild. Domesticated animals won't survive well in the wild. If they do, they go feral. Often get mange, anxiety attacks. I mean, hey, I have anxiety attacks and mange already, so it's pretty tough in the real world. Is it mange something with the hair? I'm not even sure. I had a dog growing up, but it's been a long time. Alright, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open up. Let's see if we can just do this now. No. So I think it's better to put down an animal. Mange is where your immune system drops. Mites, bugs, attack your hair. Yeah, your hair. I know it's with your hair. You get really sick. I guess I don't have that. So I can open it here and get a little bit of it out so that we can mop it up. I could put a pump, but I'm too lazy to do that. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe what your dog needs is just like a little retreat, like a little, what do they call it? A little pampering. Like you send him out into the woods for like a week, and he returns to his roots, and he goes on a spirit quest, you know, something like that. I feel like dogs need spirit quests once in a while. Come on, lock this door. Lock this door. Yeah? I saw that you're a student. I guess you're tired of school. It can be very stressful. Hopefully you don't have mange because of the stress, though. Full-time student, 2 jobs. Jeez. That's kind of crazy. I feel like school is a full-time job by itself. All right, we got that polluted water picked up. And now we have a beautiful empty space here to do something with. So let's start by deconstructing the ladders. Graduate this semester. Oh, congrats! Nice work. And then you'll have 3 jobs, right? How is this still alive? It's taking damage. Just go ahead and die. How do you see the damage? What do you study? All right. So the idea here is we're just going to copy paste this. If we could copy paste, that'd be awesome. But we're just going to build this thing here. Your TA for science class, contingent on you going to school there. Other jobs, a technician for the lab. So also you'll lose it too. Study mathematics. Oh, cool. One of my undergrad degrees is mathematics. What kind of mathematics? Yeah, mathematics represent for mathematics. Yeah, that's what I studied as well. I also studied computer science though, but separate deals. But in grad school, I studied computer science. Although it was a mathematical computer science, I did formal methods, which is like the mathematics of programming, which is super exciting. You know, it's like living a rapper's life. You know, like full of drugs and loud music. And what else do cool people engage in? A lot of sex. You almost did comp sci, made your own game, got frustrated, so not doing that anymore. Oh, well, it can be very frustrating, but so can math. I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. It's not. It's actually super boring, but you know. The thug life, as they say. The thug life involves a lot of proofs. They don't tell you that before you are engaged in the thug life, and then you find out it's mostly proofs, and it's like, this is not what I signed up for. Yeah. I mean, I'd like, in all seriousness, I enjoy it. I'm just being a goofball. All right, what are we going to do with this? We've got hydrogen, we've got a bunch of junk. I think what we need to do is just open this, close this, open this up, put a pump over here, and just fill the room with hydrogen, just for starters. You have a certification in business and chemistry. Oh, that's pretty cool. Chemistry, does that help? Does that help with oxygen not included? I don't know anything about business. I feel like. Oh yeah. So it's not working as well as it should. But the way that it's supposed to work is the hydrogen comes in, the heat that's in the hydrogen comes out using thermoregulators, and then the Weisworts take care of the heat. And then it gets circulated back into the base. But the thermoregulators are not quite capable of doing it in real time, so I'm kind of playing with that. But it's pretty cool. It comes in at like 80, 90 degrees here, and it leaves at -20, -30 maybe. And then this these little radiators soak up all the heat that's in the base. It works pretty well. I mean, like this used to be red, and now it's turned green. So I think it's going to last long enough for us to do this other idea, which is basically the same thing, but we're going to do it with just the water supply, and and have a supply of cold water to pump to the plants, because the plants heat up. So that's the idea, at least. I don't know how it's going to work. It's doing... I mean, I think it preserved our lives. We were just about to die, and now we have plenty of food, and they're not sweating. But it's starting to get hot here, so we need to get this working. So business and mathematics, huh? I feel like you could do a lot of stuff with that. What do we want to do? All right, let's take that little mini gas pump. Let's put that over here. Do you chill the water before you turn it into O2? No. So I could be wrong, but here's what I think. Let me show you why. This one. So see, we have water coming in at 200 degrees. This is as hot as it's getting in the geyser. So it comes in at 200 degrees into our, we call it skimmer, and it comes out at 100. So no matter how hot it is coming in, it always comes out at 100. And I think that that's how the oxygen, that's how the electrolyzers work. But I don't know for sure. So I think what's happening is the electrolyzers have gas that comes out at 100 degrees, and that's what's heating up the base. But it wouldn't help if we piped in cold water, because it would still come out at 100. That's my idea. That's what I think. I could test it, but I don't really have a whole lot of cold water to test it with. But what I do know for sure is that these plants absorb whatever temperature the water is at, and they're getting 100-degree water, and then the plants become 100 degrees. I mean, you could be right. I actually don't know. I don't know. certain buildings. So let me see if there's another example. So here's another example. The sieve takes in polluted water that's about 140 degrees right now, maybe 120 sometimes, and it outputs water that's 100. So it's another example that makes me think that some buildings do this. On the other hand, there's examples of buildings that don't. So let me show you if they use the bathroom. The toilets don't work that way. So it comes in at 200 in the toilet, you see, and it comes out at 200, or just about. So for whatever reason, the toilets don't work the same way as these other buildings. So I don't know. The oxygen might work either way. How are you chilling at the 40? All right. What do we say we're going to do? Let's deconstruct. Can we? Send it to a cold biome, span freeze ports? Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. I've been in situations before where I've made the base too cold, but I guess it's easier to deal with too cold than too hot. All right. So what I want to do is extend these platforms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something, I don't know, something like that. And probably, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's not like we have to save iron, but whatever. We'll let them build all that stuff up. So this little, let's make sure, yeah, this is just going to pump out junk, and I'll leave it for now. Yeah, Weezeworts are the coolest things in the game. It's kind of weird how much you have to rely on Weezeworts. But it is how it is. Super cool. All right, I think I should wait. I should wait. I always want to do too much at once. That's the downfall in this game, I think. I want to deconstruct this wall and see all the hydrogen flood in. So the thing about Weezeworts is that they work better when they're in a hydrogen environment. And I'm not a physicist. It's got something to do with the heat capacity or something, or I don't know. But apparently, yeah, apparently that's how it works. So I try to use them in these rooms with hydrogen. Smallest particle, the smallest vibrations. Smallest heat output. Like I say, I'm not a physicist. I don't know enough about it. But But I think we can undo these walls now. Deconstruct buildings. And I'll also change these. I don't know if you can hear that. Somebody's buzzing my door, but it's for another apartment. All right. That was pretty quick. Pretty quick. What's up with this? Oh, they can't reach it? I don't think so. It would be neat. I mean, it would be fantastic if they did, but I feel like it would be overpowered. And it seems like it's a random, you get a random amount. You just have to deal with however much you get in the world. I guess because you don't harvest them. You just kind of like dig them up and plant them again. Okay. So this will fill with hydrogen. It'll smush all the gas into the corner and suck that up. You found 5, and you're already at the edge of the map, left, right. Oh man, 5 is like not nearly enough. We've been really lucky to find how many we found. Hey Zelda Master, how's it going? Welcome. I feel like with 5 you can't deal with more than just a few dupes. I'm sure that hasn't stopped you. I'm sure you have 20 dupes. Alright, so the pressure is actually still pretty good even after opening up the wall. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you'd... Do you just accept every dupe that comes in? And then if they die, they die? Yeah. The problem is eventually that cold biome is going to turn into a hot biome. Yeah. I'm sure there's probably more Weezeworths. You just, I mean, the map's pretty tall. Maybe there's some at the top. Otherwise, I think you have to do stuff a lot trickier. Like, so you could theoretically do some crazy stuff. So, like I just showed you this trick, how it comes in at 200 and it goes out as 100. So you can delete heat that way. If you imagine getting the water, like you heat up water and then you turn it into 100-degree stuff, it deletes heat from the world. So you could use that to delete heat, but you'd have to be really tricky. I mean, I don't know how to do it exactly, but you could theoretically do it. Yeah. I mean, I guess you'd have to... So I've seen people take these dudes. What are they called? Aquatuners. We've tried this earlier. I mean, we played with them a little bit, but what they do is they take aquatuners and they submerge them in water. So it cools down the water that goes through the pipes, but it heats up the water that they're in. So you could use it to heat up water, and then you delete that water in buildings like the Civ or the carbon skimmer. So you could do it, but I think you have to be real careful. Cost a lot of power. Yeah, they take a lot of power. I don't like them. I like the thermoregulators more. But I know that they're supposed to be, if you crunch the numbers, they're supposed to be more efficient. But it just seems complicated to me. So Zelda Master, how are you tonight? Do you remember what this number was? 135, I think? Or was it 145? Oh, now I have no idea. It looks like it's colder at this bottom left. Now I have no clue. Let's use this bottom left as a marker. So it's 120 right now. All right. So this little fella's gonna eat up. I don't know why it sucks so bad. Pipe blocked. Well, whatever. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to build another column of these. But I feel like there's not enough Weiswarts even now. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, look at this. It's backed up. Anyway, it's definitely easier to cool down your base if you only have a few dupes. So if you can stomach it, stick with like 5 dupes, and 5 Weiswarts should be fine. What do we want to do? I guess if I leave a little space, oh no, never mind. Forget I said anything. Every life is precious. Ashkan, what the hell? No, what are you doing? He just like flicked back and forth. Every dupe is sacred. Every dupe is good. If a dupe is wasted. Actually, I forgot how it goes. Every dupe is sacred. If a dupe is wasted, I don't. How does it go? All right. So let's do. Let's just start with 2. Ooh. I really shouldn't do the exact same thing again because it's not working right, but it's working well enough. And I don't really know what else I'd do. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come out. Come this way. This one's going to be used for the water, or at least that's what we're going to try. So and then this is going to come back. Oh, I guess we'll do it this way. No, 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 no. Cancel, 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 cancel. Gas pipe, cancel, cancel. Goes the other way. So it's going to come. Right, and feed into this. So that'll be that cycle system. Let's let a lot of it build before we mess stuff up. So like that, that. We can. I want to try one where I try to be as conservative as possible and like not make any heat or try to minimize the amount of heat. But as soon as you start taking in water, it's just that's so much heat. Hey, Rage Knot. How's it going? Welcome. Oh yeah? How's it going? Wow. 289. Congratulations. What did you do different? Rush digging out abyssite insulated your base. Nice. Yeah, I feel like in the last couple patches they start you next to hot areas, which is kind of unfair. Kept your base nice and cool for a really long time. Awesome. Now you have to deal with heat. Well, welcome to the club. That's still what I'm working on. But it's going all right. Yeah, heat is the real killer. Wonder why it says F2. It's just a mistake. It says F2 to reach the automation overlay. But there is no. It's F2 is the electric overlay. All right, so this is going to be. So we're building a second little cooling system here. That's going to be just for the water, and it's closed for the water. So it comes down, comes up, and then we can connect it here. And then we'll disconnect that, and we'll build a valve just to get the hydrogen out. Below 80. How many dupes do you have, Rachel? Ooh, kind of running out of air. What happened here? You have 9. That's a good number, I think. Probably 2 electrolyzers, or are you still using algae? I would say no. I would say stay small. The more you have, the more heat you'll have to deal with. All right, 3 electrolyzers. Okay, so you should be fine with air. And you found a geyser, I guess. That's a complicated question, actually. I think there's a theoretical answer, but people haven't even figured out a build to get all the hydrogen. Because there's some kind of weird thing where it prefers to make oxygen. So if there's too much oxygen in the vicinity, it won't make the hydrogen, something like that. So it's, yeah, I don't even know. I kind of view the hydrogen generator as like a way to get rid of hydrogen as opposed to a way to create electricity. I mean, there's a ratio, so it tries to make, let's see, all of a sudden it smells like cigarette smoke. It's wonderful living in the largest city in America, and there's so many people, all encroaching on my personal bubble. Someone's just decided to fill my apartment with cigarette smoke. What is it? Is it actually say here, or does it say it here? There you go. Yeah, I live in an apartment, sadly. So here's where here's the theoretical number. It creates 888 grams per second oxygen, 112 grams per second hydrogen. H2O, right? You'd think twice as much, but then you have to worry about the atomic mass, Avogadro's number. I don't want to. I don't know. One of you can do it as a homework assignment to see if that makes sense. But so theoretically, one of these makes 112 grams per second, and then you can go over and you can look at where is it? Power, and you can look at hydrogen, and it takes 100 grams per second. So theoretically, one electrolyzer feeds a little over one hydrogen gas, about 1 1/10. But in practice, it doesn't work like that. And I think it has to do with the fact that it prefers to create oxygen. And when it reaches max gas pressure, you can't see me point, but I can't point with the mouse cursor. When it reaches max gas pressure, I think it makes oxygen before it'll make hydrogen. O2 has mass 8 H2, so it makes 1 to 1. Well, then the game isn't physically accurate, right? I don't know. I remember it has to do with Avogadro's number, how many molecules, I mean, how many atoms are in a gram of so-and-so. I can't, that's so long ago. I don't know. But at any rate, the game claims that one electrolyzer will feed one generator, but I don't think that that's really the case. So do with that what you will. I don't know what to make of it, but like I said, I just use the generator to get rid of excess hydrogen. Okay. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's fix this. Yeah, don't you have to worry about Avogadro's number? How many molecules, atoms are in a gram of something, and it's 6.18 something, or is that something, I don't know, 10 times 10 to the 24th? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, don't take my word for it. All right. What we need to do is we need to Oh, crap! That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. We want this to go... oops, oopsie, 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 oopsie. Avocado's number? Yeah, it's used to make guacamole. That's my physics knowledge. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't want to think about it while I'm playing. Maybe I'll look it up later. All right. So all we did was we tapped some hydrogen to come into our new system. It's going to go through the same process. It gets cooled down. It comes out here, and it's going to go through our water. It's going to come... It's going to come out here and come right back in. Since you only care about the ratio, you only care about mass versus output units would cancel anyway. So even if it's 16 to 8. So, but it's H2O. So there's 2 hydrogens for every oxygen, and you're saying oxygen is atomic number 8, but its atomic mass 16. And hydrogen is 1, right? So there's 2. So shouldn't it be 2 to 16? I mean, if you're going to keep talking about it, so shouldn't it be a ratio of 16 to 2 or 4 to 1? Right? 16 H2O, 16 to 2, 4 to 1. So it should make well, this is 8 to 1. Yeah, but don't you care about the mass, not the number? You care about the fact that it's atomic mass 16. So shouldn't it be 16 to 1? 16 to 2? I don't know. So one molecule of water has 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom, and the oxygen atom is 16 mass. And the hydrogen atom is H2 mass, because they don't have any neutrons, and there's two of them, 16 to 2 has a ratio of 4 to 1. Yeah, but there's two of them. H2O. There's two hydrogen atoms in every molecule of, yeah. Okay, we're in agreement. So it should be a ratio of 16 to 2, which is a ratio of 4 to 1. So there should be 4 hydrogen grams per second for every 1 gram per second. How do you get 8? 16 to 2, not 16 to 8. Oh, you're taking the ratio of the mass to the number of molecules. I don't know. I have to have paper. I can't do this out loud. Oh shit. Somehow we've overflowed our, well, not overflowed, not yet, but our polluted water. So we're going to start pumping that out. So what is your conclusion, little Lucilla? Should these numbers be different? 8 to 1? You think that these numbers are wrong. You think it should be, you think the ratio should be 1 to 1? I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's not, because I've electrolyzed water before and you don't get the same amount. But that's volume, so I have no idea. Double the hydrogen to oxygen. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna not speculate. Well, in game it's 8 to 1. 8 times the amount of oxygen to the amount of hydrogen. I mean, yeah, I think that at the end of the day, we have to take their numbers as the official numbers. Yeah, and I think you're right. I just don't know how it all works out. Definitely the mass comes into play, because we're talking about grams per second. That's why I think Avogadro has something to say about it. All right, so we need to move some wheeze words. Why is there a muffin just sitting on the floor? Oh man, our fridges are full. I mean, I guess that's not such a bad problem to have, but... Alright, this is cold. So I'm going to uproot that. And I'm going to uproot this. Just for temp. I'm sure that there is a page on the internet that explains how many grams per second per second you get of hydrogen when you electrolyze water. That's probably the thing to look at. That's the thing about physics, and I remember in physics classes and even doing stuff like inclined plane and springs and the quote simple. I mean, I guess this is chemistry, but it's so easy to trick yourself. What do I do when you have too much food? You throw a party. 7 fridges full of food. You should make less food. You're wasting your time, wasting energy. How do you get 7 fridges of food? Like build less farms, I guess. What are you using to make food? I just noticed our bristle blossoms are too hot again, which is a real problem. I'm going to try diamond on those to see how that goes. $1 million kilocalories before you started downsizing your farm? That's crazy. This is the most I think I've ever had in any game right now, 260 kilocalories. 260,000. I mean, yeah, just make less farms. There's a if you care about the ratios and stuff, there's a certain amount of food each dupe eats. I want to say it's I don't even know. I think maybe it tells you. I mean, I don't know, 1,000 a day or... Oh, here you go. So each cycle, they eat 1,000 kilocalories per day. Assuming they're just normal, they don't have like a modifier. So you can figure if you have 10 dupes, they eat 10,000 a day. So you can survive for 100 days without growing food, which is probably too much. I feel like this diamond made things worse. Sure. I guess the downside is just that you have to pay for electricity for those fridges. You know, and that costs effort. Wikipedia electrolysis water says, according to the formula, oh, it makes 2. Oh, we forgot to balance the equation. We forgot to balance the equation, little Lucy Lou. Oh, and it's talking about volume. Okay, well, we have to ignore that. Oh my god, everything's going wrong. This is really bad. So we've run out of natural gas. Whew, 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 whew. You might be witness to the destruction of this colony. So we need to start conserving electricity. I'm going to turn this off. I have a natural gas geyser, but we've used the gas that comes out of it. So see, it's at capacity. We're no longer filled with natural gas. And that's on top of the gas that we're making from our fertilizer synthesizers. So let's look around for places we can save electricity. Yeesh. Why did we block that off? So all of our electricity is going to cooling stuff down now. So we're going to give these... Uh-oh, this is going to break. This is going to crack, and then who knows what's going to happen. But I wanted to give these fellas a little bit more space so that they could absorb carbon dioxide. Yikes. Oh, you can make... How does this work? You can make this out of high or low pressure... I mean... No idea. Okay. So um, cool tool. Hey, how's it going? You run out of dirt in cycle 150. No food, all dead. You mess up your food production all the time. Do you got some tips? Well, I guess your dirt is going away because you're building mealwood. You're growing mealwood. If you grow bristle blossoms, it doesn't take dirt, but it takes water instead. Um, but water is, if you find a geyser, you have infinite water. So maybe that's what you're looking for. You can also just use fewer dupes, and they eat less. So you'll run out of resources a lot slower. That would be my main suggestion. Oh no, it broke! Oh no! I guess that's okay, actually. Oh dear. So things are heating up. Does that help, Cool Tool? So you need to drain some of this hydrogen. There's too much in this system. think you use a long time to build and get the temp of the water down, forget to do food. Yeah, there's a lot you have to think about. Um, we're not actually doing too great over here, mostly because of temperature. But you can also recycle polluted water and get fresh water, and that's not as hot. Um, I'm going to turn off 2 of these electrolyzers. In fact, I'm going to turn off 3 and see how long that lasts. So the only ones that are running are the ones in the basement. And we know that the doesn't reach all the way up. But I can substitute some of that with some algae, just temporarily. Because we're kind of in panic mode now. What am I looking for? Furniture, flower pot. Okay. So we also want to avoid making polluted water to try to save electricity there. Sadly, we have this big reservoir we have to get rid of. Now we've started using the slicksters to take away some of our carbon dioxide, and it's working pretty well. But so I think it's time to close close this valve off. So that we don't allow any more hydrogen into the refrigerator. And some of the hydrogen will start turning into power again. Which looks like this valve. That's a temporary measure. All right. I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break. I will be right back. Okay, hello. Back again to witness the demise of Brooklyn, our fair city. I think we can disable that. We should lock that back. Don't get yourself locked in there. All right, see you soon, Rachel. This we can disable. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's try putting a deoxidizer just sort of guess here. How do you cool down a steam geyser at the start when you find one early? You don't, really. But there, so maybe you shouldn't be taking advice from me because my base is dying of heat right now. But there's some weird things about how heat works. Let me show you. So if you look at this liquid pipe, this is coming, I'll show you everything. This is coming from a geyser here, and it's about, it's just about boiling, 210 degrees. So this water comes down, and it's used to fill our carbon skimmer. And even though it's coming in at 200 degrees, hey Joey, welcome back. Your dupe is still alive. Yep. For perhaps a short time, everything's looking kind of bad. So I was just telling Cool Tool about this weird water thing. This water comes in at 200 degrees from the geyser, and when it turns into polluted water, it's only 100 degrees. So the skimmer changes the temperature of the water to 100 degrees, and it just deletes that extra 100 degrees. The same is true for the water sieve. This is coming in at 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, and it always comes out at 100. So no matter what you put in it, it always comes out at 100. So it's, I think it's the same for the oxygen, for the electrolyzers. I think it's the same for the, yeah, I think it's the same for the oxygen, but it's actually different for bathrooms. So for whatever reason, it comes in at 200 degrees, and after they use the bathroom, it comes out at 200 degrees. So, yeah. Celsius, yeah, 200 degrees Celsius, yeah. That would be bad. But yeah, we're running out of oxygen. We're heating up. And we were running out of natural gas. But hopefully, so I'm trying to turn off some stuff to prevent using so much. The problem is that now the plants aren't growing. So the heat, you're kind of right. It looks about the same, but now the plants aren't growing. So that's definitely worse. We have a good supply of food so that we can last a while. But yeah, I've turned off some of the deoxidizers to prevent that heat coming off of them, and I've switched to sorry, electrolyzers. I've switched to a deoxidizer here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. So we're in panic mode right now. I'm kind of going around looking at stuff to see what I can cut off. So I think I want to cut off this, actually, because it's taking power and it's taking cold polluted water and turning it into hot water. I don't want that. So I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, well, so Cool Tool, if you stick with like 5 dupes, you only need 1 electrolyzer, and you can cool all of your plants with the Weezeworts that you find. The the thing that I'm doing wrong, and we did this because it's fun, is we went up to 24 dupes, and it's a lot harder. So I can't recommend enough to stick with like 5 dupes until everything gets settled down. We just wanted to see. I think we just wanted to see me fail. Is what this is about. But we've survived like an extra 100 cycles, so but things are looking bad. But yeah, I've had bases where I've survived for like 200 cycles, just recycling water and stuff. So you don't even need to bother with the geysers, because I don't know if you've noticed, but when they go to the bathroom, they make more polluted water than they take in water. So you can turn that polluted water into water, and you actually get more water. But yeah, you have to be careful. This is a shame. It pauses and it introduces a delay. That's weird. How do we get rid of that? Maybe with a bridge? It looks like the same thing's happening over here. Alright, that fixed it. Okay, so this is drained, so now the water's coming from the reservoir, which will buy us a tiny bit of time, but this is not going to last for very long. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. And we have the hydrogens expanding again because our air pressure is low. Hey, Pale. Welcome. I guess you had a good night, huh? I feel like we have to turn this on. Why don't you just outsource the heat? What do you mean? So yeah, I could do something temporarily. I mean, essentially, this thing I'm doing with hydrogen. Another way of doing it than using this is just to have it go out to a cold biome. But the cold biome doesn't stay cold forever, so I was trying to do something that would be sustainable. But I need to stay alive. So one thing we could do is we could move our farms down here where it's actually cooling off. I mean, it's actually so cold down here, it blew. But these bristle blossoms actually can go pretty low. So what if we built some more farms here to give us some time? I think that's a decent idea. We can also make a max size farm. Let's do that. Let's make a maximum size farm down here. So we have a door. We'll make as much as possible with airflow tiles. I think we go the problem is gas isn't going to come up. Make it height 3 so it can be longer. Well, I'm going to be sticking, so I'm going to do this, where they stick down so that the light can go 4 across. So we could make that 3, and then this 4, and then that 4. But I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's fine. I'd rather just do it like this. Because I don't think we're going to fit in an extra row. So, but I don't know, whatever. I'm also kind of like, I'm not in that optimizing mode. I'm back in trying to save everything mode, so I'd rather just build it. What was it? What was I doing? Food, hydro. I guess just iron. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I guess Weeswort, maybe. I'm not going to put a Weeswort. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe we said it could be 24 across. So 8, 16, 18. Space 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's figure this out here. And for now, I'm just going to put these all the way across. Oh, I don't want to change them. Yuck. Okay. Furniture. It's with 24 to 32. It's not a min-max, it's a cruise decision. Oh, because the room. Oh, that does change things. I wish you had said that like 3 seconds sooner. Okay. No biggie. So we have door, then I'm going to put station. No, I'll put station on the right. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'm just teasing. All right, furniture, lamp. Make a beautiful golden lamp. All right, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24-ish, plus the things. Oh, I hate counting. Numbers are the worst. Food. So, oh, I did it again. I meant to do 3. It's cool. It's cool. It really, you get everything back when you deconstruct, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's just annoying. Can't the room even be smaller? I mean, it really only has to be 2 tall. Like, that's okay, isn't it? So, all right. So, 8, 16, 18. Can you place a building if it's too tall? Oh, a farm building? It's okay, because I'll put the farming station the same. So I have to drop down these dudes anyway. So, like, if I build one below it, I'll just build the farm station on the opposite side, so it'll be fine. I think. It makes sense in my head. Whatever. Whatever. What are y'all looking at me playing video games for and making comments? All right, let's see. Let's look at the room requirements. Actually says 96, and if it's too tall, 2, we can do 45, 48 wide, which is kind of crazy. So let's just make it the whole width of this. All right. God only knows whether this will work. But we will find out. And if it doesn't work, we'll fix it. Am I from Brooklyn? No, I am not. I also do not live in Brooklyn. I live in Manhattan. 4, 4. Lucy! Why did you entomb yourself in a hydroponic farm? Why? And who will someone please save her? Thank you. It looks like 2 by 3. Okay. So we might have to move this, but whatever. Stations, farm station. Now, I'm not really sure why Catalina's idle. I don't see why she can't just walk over here. But I'm sure she's fine. She's super fine. Let's put a lamp here. No, not gas pipe. Cancel. Okay. Of course. Stinky. Alright, so let's get rid of our mistakes as if they never happened. Well, some of our mistakes. You're sorry for getting trapped? I forgive you. These lamps are accidentally on a power line. But I'm just gonna allow it. That's the slack feeling that I have right now. All right, what's going on? So hydroponic. So another there. Another here. I guess those are where they got entombed. And to make this a room, a width of 38? Oh, 3.8? Or I can't. $39.78. Your buttons. The question is this too long? Because I don't want to count it. So this is, I don't like any of this, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I kind of want to move this. Ta-da! It's a greenhouse. It's obvious. It looks just like a greenhouse. We could have actually made it bigger. So, like you say, why did he add a second door that you can't use? I mean, don't you think it looks cute? Don't you think that looks like it's a moonroof, Joey? Everybody likes moonroofs. I think that much is obvious. It's a moonroof. So I was thinking, so now I'll answer you seriously. Sorry about that. I was thinking I'd make a ladder here where the liquid filter is, but then I realized I don't feel like moving the liquid filter. I probably want to move it just up, but I don't really want to do it now, so I'm just going to leave the door and not worry about it. At least I'm not going to worry about it. 4.7 lamps with 4 farm tiles to the left and right, plus the farming station. How do you feel about this pail? I fit in 4 lamps even. Forget the 0.7. Because I'm happy with this. This is considered a greenhouse. Okay, good. All right, so let's wire it up with tubes and get rid of. Did I already do this? Yeah, I did that. I think. No, it's just all flashing red because it's not hooked up. Okay. Half lamps. 0.7 lamps, yeah. Okay, good. There's no liquid pipes in the way. I didn't even look. So I think I'll bridge, yada yada. Come in like this. Okay. Oh, that was satisfying. All right, this farm is going to bring us another 100 cycles. Let's hope. What's left? We have to tell it what to build. Bristle blossoms, please. Pretty please. With sugar and a cherry on top. Sugar. That's, you don't put sugar. You don't just put sugar on a sundae. How does it go? Pretty please with cream and sugar. No, how does it go? Seriously. Pretty please with whipped cream and a cherry. How does the saying go? How do you spell yada yada? I think that's how you spell it. That's how I would spell it. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. I thought it had some other condiments involved, like chocolate syrup or, you know, bananas or whipped cream. I mean, I feel like ice cream plus a cherry isn't very enticing, really. Maybe that's just me. Look at this. Look at all these bristle blossoms. But now, we still have a mess to deal with. So, if we move all of our farms down here and get rid of all of our farms up here, then maybe that'll be good. I don't even know. Maybe I'll just leave it for a little bit. Pretty please. I swear there's something else. Pretty please. With chocolate syrup. Sprinkles. I mean, now I'm just hungry. Now I just want a sundae. I feel like I haven't had one in a long time. Or a banana split. I think I'll take a banana split, please. If you're asking. Can you split the oxygen gas valves? Oh, get grams per second, because you don't have a slash. Can you split the oxygen grams per second valves to the other positions? There's your cooling system in the way. Speaking of desserts, I'm baking cookies in a bit once the butter gets to room temperature. I would love a cookie, Joey. Thank you for asking. What oxygen valves are you talking about, Pale? I'm not sure which. I'm actually not sure which, if I have any valves over here. You have to tell me where to look. Ridge knot, can you explain which machines delete heat from water again? Sure. Yeah, you have to be careful. Because I think I said delete heat, but what it really is it's a fixed output temperature. So one is the skimmer, and it always outputs at 100 degrees. The skimmer always outputs at 100 degrees. The sieve always outputs 100 degrees. And I believe, but I could be wrong, There's people who think that I'm wrong, but I believe that the electrolyzer also outputs always at 100 degrees. So it's true of, no, we can't look at this one. I was going to say maybe the distiller, but I'm not sure. You know, fertilizer doesn't create output liquid, but it might output like 100-degree fertilizer no matter what the temperature of the input is. So my guess is that most of the industrial buildings work that way. The only thing that I know that doesn't work that way for sure are the bathrooms, because this is 200 degrees coming into the bathroom, and it's 100. It's 200 essentially coming out. So for whatever reason, bathrooms preserve temperature. Let me know when you figure out what you were looking at, Dale, because I'm not sure. Liam, how long you been standing there, buddy? That is a snazzy hat. I like the hat and the suit together, honestly. He looks like he just looks snazzy. I guess that's why they call it a snazzy suit. All right, now he's just idle. Are you sure it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius? Would make more sense if the devs did it in Celsius, being they're from Canada. I certainly don't know whether it's 100 degrees exactly. You're right. It looks like 104. So it's 40 degrees centigrade for whatever reason, Celsius. But good call, Joey. I said 100, but it's really 104. That actually helps explain why it's not exactly 100. So, are these growing? These look like they're growing to me. How does all this look now? Oh, we have this built up. So, this looks pretty good to me. I'm nearly happy with this. So the only problem is this isn't working full. Excuse me. I say only problem, as if we're not suffocating slowly. All right. So I like the fact that the farm is down here where it gets cool hydrogen right off the bat. I mean, that's the coolest place at the base right now. So let's build another row. And let's get rid of the hydrogen. Sorry, let's get rid of some of the food that's up here. Because what I want to do is turn back on the electrolyzers. What are you storing underwater? Upper right. Over here. Cool tool, I'm not sure exactly where you're talking about. This bright blue oxygen blob came from base, so it came from a vent in Wather. I'm not sure what Wather is. So for Pale, the temperature's coming from storing ice. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about the air, I have an electrolyzer. I mean a deoxidizer here. Depends on which pale blue blobs you're talking about. But yeah, I've been putting ice and polluted ice in here, which has cooled the water down. Cool tool. Yeah, I just not sure where you're talking about. Man, these are growing now. Like, so I switched this water to be cold water coming from here instead of the 100-degree water, and it works much better. Pepper bread is delicious, not beard. Storage containers in the water. Oh, is that what he's talking about? Oh, yeah. These storage containers are filled with actually just ice and snow. And that way the water in here stays cool, and when it melts, we get a bunch of water. In here I store polluted ice, but I also store slime, and I store, or I mean to store, yeah, bleach stone. So if the bleach stone is submerged, it doesn't produce chlorine. Yeah, thanks, Pale. Sorry, Cool. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Okay. So what I was saying was, I decided to cut this off, save a little bit of power, just like to survive another 5 minutes, basically. And to have this cold water come and go through the plants, which severely, I mean, significantly cooled them down. So they're actually producing again. So cold water is pretty important for plants. I think that's, I mean, it's kind of obvious now. But I feel kind of bad changing it back. But at the same time, we're going to run out of this cold water. But I'm going to turn it back. You're in your ice biome stealing all your Weezeworts. You're not stealing all of my Weezeworts. We've picked them all. I went to the four corners of the earth and picked all the Weezeworts. All right, Meep, I guess you just hanging out. Just chilling. I like your hat too, Meep. Nice work. All right, so now we have hot water coming. I mean, this is like medium water. 100 is a good water to take a shower, I feel like. It's coming through, and it's being sent to the plants now. We'll see what happens down here. Are these getting too cold? Oh, atmosphere. Ooh. Interesting. All right. Well, let's Yeah, what if there's not enough space to get air through here? Like, it's great that I maximize these plants, but there's just not enough room for air. Let's see what the next floor would look like, and maybe we'll build half a floor, just as a proof of principle. So, um, kill the plants in the middle and it should be fine. Maybe. If we kill them, I mean, it's like no matter at which point in the game I build these plants, I'm never satisfied with the way that they're laid out. Alright, so my idea was to put the farm station here on the left, and we'll alternate. So like that. I don't know if it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just put the door like this. And so then we'll do 2, 3, 4 space 1, 2, 3, 4, and space is an airflow. But that's not going to be used. So if we set it up so that, yeah, it's just I feel like it's always so close to something really nice, but this isn't nice. They can't get through. All right, well, I guess what we'll do is we'll just make this one 3 tall. Well, that alternating is kind of what I was going to do. I was just going to sort of swap it, but I feel like I have to mess something up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, okay, here, stop. What I could do is I could just build this here. I'm pretty sure they can get through that. Yeah, I mean, the downside, and it's such a stupid downside because it's not like a big deal, but there's only 2. There's only 2 here, and so the lamp is going to be not as efficient. But it's such a stupid downside. I shouldn't worry about it. I think we're going to have to delete half of these anyway in order to put to get gas to come through. What am I trying to do? Farm, food. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can lamps shine through airflow tiles? That's a good question. Yes, but not very well. But it is neat that they can. Like you could build airflow tiles here, and you could get light coming down from above. Take away the block under the lamp and put a door in. Well, the problem is I need to put a lamp here too, so otherwise if the if the um, if the light shined through, it would be cool. Let's get the plumbing in here. But yeah, it looks like they're walking through it, so I guess I shouldn't worry too much. All right. I think I'm just going to build the rest of it. It's fine enough. Fine enough, that's the thing. Food, hydroponic. Go down, go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4. 2, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Something like that. Dot, dot, dot. Furniture. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know what to do with all this. I was going to make this a ladder. Just going to do that for now. It's junk, but whatever. All right. Just what was the theme last night? The perfection is the enemy of progress. Always over-engineering. Was that the theme? I guess it got to be, yeah, because we... all the cooling stuff is pretty over-engineered. But usually I try to do simple solutions. But last night, you're right, last night was over-engineered. All right, we have another greenhouse, so we tricked it. Let's build some more blossoms. Now, what do we got here? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32 times 2 is 64 blossoms. Much fun, much fun. Thank you, Pale. So Joey, I noticed that. I think it's a bug because he's not actually hurt. He just walks around like holding his arm, but there's nothing wrong with him. I've sent him to bed a couple of times, and he just gets in it and hops out. I think he's just a faker. So I've been ignoring him. But I was hoping it would go away after I saved and loaded, but it didn't. So it's just something bugged. Okay, kill that. Now, all right, I just did a count. I think I got 64 bristle blossoms, right? So how many do we have currently? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, let's say 23. 4 times 4 is 16. 39 something. So we have way more down here. I don't know. I probably mess up the math there pretty bad, but 62. Okay, 62. Good call. But at any rate, it's still pretty small compared to the number of bristle blossoms that we have up here. So here's my idea. I'm going to let this kind of stabilize. Let the temperatures come to some normality. And if it stays okay, see how it's hot it's getting? If it stays okay, then I'm going to delete all the other ones. And I'd rather keep track of all the farms in one place. It's sort of a all your eggs in one basket strategy. They say that's good, right? All right, our air looks just shitastic. I think it's really neat. The CO2 that was in this room is expanding because of the pressure. And it's actually coming out of that tank. That's the kind of thing that makes this game really cool. Alright, all the stuff looks like decent enough. I'm really excited about this, like super excited. Almost all of our CO2 is going to the slicksters. Look at that. I mean, we have plenty of room for more CO2. And they're eating it up and turning it into crude oil. They're still picking up rocks down here? Where'd you go, Harold? But that's free. Those little dudes are working for free. So, pink bubbles, delirious. Pink bubbles. These things. This looks really nice now. I think this is doing something. Perihilero. This game's so hard for a girl like you. Fuck, you are a man. Hello, Perihilero. Welcome. We've got our first crops in, but we're running out of gas. That punch in my face so hard. No mames, get out of here. I think we need to punch some airflow tiles in here, which is going to reduce our efficiency. But But yeah, but I'm not sure. So it's interesting because if we'd stuck with 3 by 3, maybe we'd have enough room for airflow tiles. So maybe that's the way to go. Should we just rebuild it? Or I don't know. I'm gonna let it stand for a little bit, see what happens. Because I'm already seeing some of these are at body temperature. They're too hot. Wow, we're almost out of dirt. All right, I think for sure what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct the mealwood. We had stuck a bunch around the base to stave off starvation. And we don't even have refrigerator space for them. So I'm just going to go crazy and kill them all. And if it turns out we need some again, I'll rebuild them. They only have a 3-day cycle. Boy, that sound is not annoying at all. Joey says, gonna bake cookies. Good luck. Thanks, Joey. Have a nice night. I missed what Pale said. Good if you could produce the same food you produce last cycle. Huge advantage. You don't need the Wheeze words. Yeah. I'm feeling more confident on the food, but I'm still not sure. So push the airflow tiles here and there as you want. It'll be more food or lesser price. What about 4 lamp for 2 air tile, 4 lamp for 2 air? Cool tool. I think that's a good idea. I wonder if I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm instead of experimenting, I'm just going to let this stabilize or not stabilize, just to see what happens. But yeah, I'm kind of tempted to just put in actually exactly pretty much what you said, except just by knocking these middle 2 out. So it would be 3 lamp, 3, 2 air, 3 lamp, 3, 2 air, 3 amp, 3, 2 air. But we'll see. This is going down. Oh yeah, finally we're making algae again. 3, 2, 3 would be the way. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be really nice to have the lamps at ground level, but then I realized that means that the whole room has to be 1 taller, and you can't make it as wide. So I think, as ugly as it is, I think this lamp setting down on the floor is the right way to go. How has this battery not died yet? It's just not gonna die. It's the never-ending battery. So this might be a little bit silly, but these messages tell me when shit's going wrong, and this is kind of annoying me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deconstruct this stuff. We'll put a door. Oops. We'll do that. Do that. Can you deconstruct the battery is the question. I mean, if I can get to it, I can deconstruct it. The only question is whether they die of heat stroke first, which maybe is what you're saying. The lamps are perfect. It's already hot. We have to... So, okay, number one, maybe this is the only number on my list, but number one, it's pretty clear we need water that's room temperature to feed these plants. So I'm really glad that we started working on this. However, it's still really hot, so you can deconstruct batteries even if they're artificially placed. In fact, we can deconstruct all that junk. Actually, we can't get to that. We have to put ladders in. This is probably a bad idea. But hey, that's what having fun is all about, right? Bad ideas. But the one nice thing is that we get this neural vacillator. So what do the logic knots in the ruin do? My guess is that you're so it's really silly. I think their intention is that I figure out what pattern of switches to hit to open this pathway so that I can walk through this door. The problem is this battery long ago ran out of power, so the door is open. So number one, you don't have to do anything. Number two, you can just deconstruct it. So even if the battery still has power, you can still deconstruct all this stuff. So it's so stupid. It's like they thought about it and they said, oh, that'd be a good idea, and then they just never thought about it again. So I don't know. Maybe a couple of patches ago when batteries didn't drain power, it would have been all right. But so it looks like, so this is an AND gate, AND gate. I think that's an AND gate too. So this has to be on and on, this has to be on and on. So you just have to flip all the switches, I think. If you flip all the switches, then this opens up. Cool. So it's so close to being the right temperature. So 88. This comes out at negative 20, 30. But it actually gets through the farm pretty much before absorbing all the heat it can. So in some sense, the question comes down to, can we absorb with Weiswarts in air, in hydrogen, can we absorb enough heat to make up for the 200-degree water that we use at a certain rate? Let's say it's X grams per second. We have to turn X grams per second of water at 200 degrees into X grams a second of water to, I guess, about 80 degrees. And then the question is, how many Weiswarts does that take in hydrogen? I'm not going to do that calculation, but it could be done. And instead of guessing, we'd know. You don't think negative 20 is enough? Well, maybe. But it's one of these things where you could actually just have one of these, and it just be subtract 20 degrees. You just have to let it run longer to equalize. I don't know. I feel like the same way I do about playing Factorio. It's kind of complicated. What am I trying to do? This one. So we've normalized the temperature in this water pretty much. But it's still too hot. I mean, way too hot. It's really pretty. The little splash, 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 splash of color. So, all right. Maybe what we can do is get rid of some more stuff we're not using. So I should be taking hot urine and passing it into this, because that would delete heat. What I'm actually doing now is kind of terrible, because I'm taking cold polluted water and turning it into hot water. Let's fix that. You have to reorganize your wires and vents because there's too many crossings and stuff. I feel like I need to reorganize mine since the beginning. Won't it be nice when everything is stable again and I can clean things up? Alright, so here's my new plan. Just a small little adjustment. But we're only going to be sieving bathroom water. So I'm going to run another pipe for this bathroom over here. Oops. Always select. Alright, so bathroom. Oh, no, it's okay. Alright, so comes over here. Comes across. Whoa! Your weezeworts are making your bristle blossoms too cold to grow. Hey, that's a pretty good problem. That's, just deconstruct your bristleworts for a little while. Weezeworts. Why is that so hard to remember? Weezeworts. But better cold than too hot. Too cold than too hot. Alright, I think they've made it down here. So now let's watch to figure out who dies. So, looks like we don't need to build that. Alright, Harold, Delvina, I'm going to send them to bed. I wish this was easier to do. Delvina, Harold. Okay. Jonas is looking okay. Rellington needs to go to bed. Rellington. Right, is there opportunity for disaster here? I don't. Actually, maybe there is. Have you found any oil geysers? There's actually one right here. Oil reservoir. We haven't used it yet because we have so much oil just sitting around. But maybe one day we'll need. Maybe we'll have some kind of crazy build where we need lots of plastic. But actually, I don't think I've ever used more than just what's sitting around in any of my games so far. It's just so much of it. Gene. Alright, Gene's got to go to bed. And I think I'll make it so that Which way's left? So that Harold is the only one who can go through here. Okay. Okay. Safe. Safe. Everybody's cool. Jean is really hurt. Lucy's hurt. Send Lucy to bed. That's all the beds we have. Okay. Forget what I said about one of everything. You've never seen an oil geyser? I think they hide around down at the bottom. So unless you explore all of your bottom, you're not going to find one. There's just so much oil, though. I don't know why you'd need one. And plus the fact that these dudes make oil. Okay. That's what you thought, yeah. Alright, so this looks good. So our bathrooms output directly into this thing. Now that's if we cared about immune system, that would be an issue, but I don't think I do. Call in the hatchlings, watch the Infinity Service. There already is one. Harold, buddy. What's... Sure, Ridge, huh? I'm gonna have to check on Harold, though, if he gets hurt. So, all the power is stored in these batteries on this row, and they're all hooked with heavy cable together to the generators. And then I just have like a ton of transformers that connect to the heavy, and then off of it come light wire. Hale was talking about I should have done this in some kind of a stair step so that I could have connected the heavy wire and then come off with the light wire. But instead I just used a bunch of bridges, which works. But it's pretty ugly. Does that help? I can add 6 more before the wires would be overused. You mean like I won't be able to bridge them anymore? I'll always be able to find ways. I can put some down here. So the temperature kind of comes and goes, but most of them are growing. The heavy wires can hold up to 20K each. Transformer will be able to pull up to 1K. So that's true, but not each each transform doesn't actually take its full 1K. So, you know, like this one's pulling 480, 720. Same with that one. Although actually this one's going up kind of high. This one's taken 140 out of a possible 380. So I think there's actually a bunch of space left. You can see exactly how much by just looking at the power on this. So I'm only taking 3 kilowatts out of 20. Safety measures, yeah. Safety factor, they call it. But there's a lot of room here. It's 3 out of 20. I feel pretty safe about that. I don't want to think about having to have 2 of these. That would be ridiculous. So we actually have way too much food. We have Ragenaut's problem. If you see any meal woods that I haven't deleted, let me know. I think I've gotten them all. So it could be safe up to Duke 40, yeah. I want to go up to Duke 40. But we have to I don't want to jump up for a while. Oh no. Rowan has moderate winds. Okay. But I feel like we're moving in a good direction. So I'm gonna delete these plants. Let's start with 1/2. There's actually 2 farmhouses here, 2 greenhouses. I'm gonna cancel 1/2. I wish there was a way to say don't re-sow without actually popping them up out of the ground. But good night, Cool Tool. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck with your own playthrough. All right, here we go. This is okay. Are they gonna replant this immediately? No. All right, so that's gonna do a couple things for us. It's gonna use less oxygen. Oh dear, Harold. You gotta go to bed, buddy. It's going to use less oxygen in the base, and we don't need these wheezeworts. So I'm going to just put one here for now. I don't like how these works are placed. It seems weird to me that they're like this, but this is what I'm doing. I feel like did I not pop it up? Oh, Bonnie actually has wounds. Okay. She's not pretending. What do you mean exactly if you say placed? I've forgotten what I said already. I don't listen to me. What was I talking about? Weaseworts? Have I placed them? Oh, just where they're positioned. Like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, without running the numbers, I don't know how many Weaseworts it takes to cool down a continuously running thermoregulator. So, is it 2? Is it 3? It's at least 2 because that's what we have now. So it's like at least 3. Where should they be placed? Should the third one be over here? Should it be above, below? I don't know. I guess it's just, I just don't know how it works. I think we need to move this though. Crap. 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 Okay. Harold. Should probably go back to bed. Lucy's doing that thing where she's acting hurt. But she's not. But now I don't know who actually is hurt. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh, oops. Alright, so we're deconstructing that because I'm going to place another flower pot here. Because it looks like these down here are really struggling. And it's probably because they're in a corner. So they have less hydrogen. I can't see it from... I mean, they have a lot of hydrogen. So I don't know. But I guess they do have less than up here. Like, significantly less. Alright. Now, they're running out of oxygen. But, you know, it's survivable. So maybe I won't do anything just now. we have an absolutely absurd amount of food. Mostly meal lice. Hmm. I think I'll leave it just for a little bit more. But it might be worth putting down that fourth refrigerator. I'd hate to starve to death after having such an excess amount of food. Alright, well, stuff looks pretty good, really. I think this Wheezewort is helping. This looks like it's running pretty much constantly now. Nothing's getting stuck, or very little is getting stuck. So isn't that a nice little gradient? Look at that. If you scan across, it goes from temperature increases. Same here. No, well, barely. So it's all coming down to whether we can get this working. So at the very least, we're going to need another couple Wheezeworts here. Which is kind of crazy how many Wheezeworts we've used. One Wheezewort per thermal regulator is fine. In what, I mean, under ideal conditions, right? Like what amount of hydrogen pressure is your Wheezewort in? How much hydrogen is it moving? Because I think if you keep upping the pressure, it just deletes more and more heat. Wow, that really worked quick, huh? It was blinking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. As soon as that got put in there, it stayed open. Man, that's nice. Alright, so this is coming in at about 40 degrees. And by the time it's done, it's at 90. This has dropped 5 degrees since the last time I looked. But might be because it's equalizing. I'm a little bit worried that they're running. Travolta has moderate winds. So why are they running? Oh, I know where they're running. Because even though these are all 4 working, we're just using more power. So Pale, how, like, what pressure hydrogen did you use in the calculation? Well, I mean, in some sense you're right, but I believe that the way the Weisworts work is they take a fixed maybe I'm wrong. So I was thinking they take a fixed amount, but I guess that means that it's kind of irregardless of pressure. But no, because they don't work as efficiently in low pressure. So I think it's like they take a gulp. Like they take a chunk. I don't even know how to describe it. They always take in 1 kilogram? 1,000 kilograms? 1,000 kilograms? A 100 grams. 1,000 grams. I don't know what to believe. You've told me 4 numbers now. 3 numbers. 2 numbers. All right, so they'll take in 1,000 grams and cool it down. I guess you mean X degrees. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Okay, so as long as the pressure is at least 1,000, they're working at maximum efficiency, right? So as long as the pressure is 1,000, they're working. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, that's not what I thought, but that's what I understood. So then my question for you is, why does it take why does it take 2 Weisworts? Because you might think it's 1 per because they're like this, but these are in parallel. So it's actually splitting it. So you have a full load, and then half load goes to the left, half the load goes to the right. So it's really taking 2 Weisworts per 1 regulator. So riddle me that, Batman. Okay, well, I think I think this is going to get us through another 100 cycles. Maybe that's too hopeful, but I feel pretty good. I'm going to uproot these. And I'm not deleting the hydroponics because I don't know what might happen that we need that, but that we need it. Yep, I'll open it in just 1 second. Can you quick open the gas pipe overlay at the regulators again? Okay, here you go. So, yeah, so you've got a full pipe, which is, each of these bubbles contains a kilogram of hydrogen. And it splits. So by my experimental apparatus, 1 Wieswort gives you half a regulator. Not, do I know who Jon Snow is? The British news journalist, or Jon Snow, the King in the North? You know nothing, Rage Not. That's the King in the North. But I feel like his name is spelled with Jon. Is which were you asking about, or is it some other one? Oh, oh, you guys let me miss this mealwood. Very disappointed. All right. King of the North? Oh, okay. Yeah, I like, I've only seen the show, but I quite like Game of Thrones. I mean, really, who doesn't? It's fantastic. You have no answer. You're not a disgrace. I mean, I mean, maybe it's just like the heat doesn't dissipate very fast. Like maybe the heat only dissipates at a certain rate and it's not 5 degrees per second, you know? Something like that. I don't know. But it is funny that it seems to be 2 per regulator, because when I added the second one down here, it really kicked into gear. Same over here. And now they're not pausing very frequently. So it seems to be 2 per regulator. But you know what that suggests, Pale? What if instead of splitting it into twos, I keep switching overlays. I hope that's not annoying. But what if instead of switching it into twos, I switch it into fours, and then have that one freeze port across all four? Maybe that would somehow help, because it'd have more time to. Natural gas generator spits out polluted water. How do I deal with that? Well, I just suck it up. So I have it in this vessel here, and it catches the polluted water at the bottom, and then I have a pump that pumps it out. That's pretty much it. And that polluted water goes into my polluted water system. In other bases, I actually built these natural gas generators in my polluted water reservoir, so like over here. But I kind of like building it in here because it gets cold. At least relatively speaking. But you know, like, you could also just let it drip to the bottom of the world. If you don't care and you just need to survive for a couple more turns, you could burn it up into magma. So you drip it into the magma, and the magma will turn it into steam, which will condense into water. I don't know. You could also just put it in a big pit. It doesn't actually produce a whole lot. Ooh, look how cold it's gotten. I think it's gotten this cold because of the water I'm pumping into it. So very little of this water is actually coming from hot, polluted water now. I kind of need them to pee more. But yeah, this is looking much better. Don't have the air going though. You don't think the Weiswitz range is big enough to handle 4 users at once, and the regulars build heat massively fast and overheat capacity. It's 75 Fahrenheit. I can't imagine if that would change. Well, I guess the other thing I could try is not splitting them up in two. I mean, the reason I'm splitting them up in two is because I found that worked better in oxygen, because I used to do this in oxygen back before I knew hydrogen was good. And maybe it's just not needed in hydrogen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should actually see it working, especially since it sits right in between both. So maybe that's not a good theory. But, okay, I think I want to turn on another, everything will overheat. Yeah, I could build a third apparatus over here. I have room just to try it. I want to turn on another electrolyzer. All right. So I think I'm going to have to stop there. But hey, I was worried that we were going to die at the end of last video, episode, whatever. And now I'm feeling a little more confident that we're going to survive at least to 500. So maybe we'll try some stuff over here. We'll try doing just one regulator instead of splitting into two. Because theoretically, you don't need to. So maybe it just messes things up. That'll be the focus of the next one. Once this is stable, I want to push it up. I want to go to 36 people. We're only using excuse me, we're only using one of these natural gas geysers, and we have two. I want to kick this into high gear. That'll be our long-term solution, but we need to figure out better about cooling. So, but to be fair, this is working. It's just a lot of water to cool down, but it's down to 125. So this will work eventually. All right, tomorrow I'm probably going to stream a different game, and it's going to be a very different game. It's a platformer, and it's going to be a randomizer thing. So the game's not even going to be like it is normally. But I'm playing with speed running it. But feel free to tune in if you'd like. I'll probably do it sometime tomorrow afternoon, and we will see. I might not do it. I might wind up playing this because I can't stop thinking about it. But all right, thanks for tuning in. I hope you all have a pleasant evening or a pleasant morning, depending on where you live. Thanks, Pale. Have a nice night.